Good morning and welcome to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. It's always a joy to appear here, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I offer these talks on this weekly basis as a part of a service to everyone, including myself. It gives me an opportunity to take a moment every Friday morning and tap into a week long of my journey and know that each of you are also traveling through your journey as well. On the similarities of our journey, in their essence, is similar, yet completely and uniquely different. So, today's topic is really one that arose upon awakening. And the moment I awoke this morning, I could feel agitation in my energy fields and frustration. And my question was it from the dreams I had during the night, which most of you can attest to? The dreams have been very vivid and very sometimes alarming for many of us. And so I just felt this aggravation. And I said, that's the topic for today, is how am I going to release this aggravation? Because it doesn't just happen one day a week. It can happen anytime. It can, when we wake up in the morning, or when we deepen, during the day through our activities, or the people that we communicate with and interact with. Especially now, there's a spike in domestic relationship problems because of people being confined with each other. And it doesn't matter whether it's spouses or friends or children and parents. There's this aggravation, this energy that I have labeled aggravation, that is coming up for all of us. And I thought, this is what needs to be looked at today. So the title came, Releasing Aggravation, Entering into Oneness. The entering into oneness is really about us right now. For many people, they call it ascending, or becoming, or it doesn't matter what we label it. It's happening. It's part of our evolution, if you will, of humanity and collective humanity as a race of billions of people on a small planet, in a small galaxy, in a small universe. We don't know what's beyond all of that. But I can rest assured that there is, because I didn't understand all of that I understand right now 20 years ago. So my conscious evolution and our conscious evolution has been constantly rolling and playing out in our lives. And we come to these, my guides are saying, speed bumps. So the coronavirus and all of this is a speed bump. It's warning us, be careful, tread lightly, listen, look. You know those lessons when we were children, look, listen, and whatever it was when you cross the street. I don't remember. I'm glad I don't remember it. But that was pounded into our heads, to be safe, to be alert. And most of us as little children ignored everything, which was our right to defiance. So too right now, we're in this period of defiance, of change, and surrendering to this higher self that we are. So that's what's promoted today's talk. And it's about those moments of feeling raw, those moments of uncertainty, the energies being very scattered and not comfortable to our understanding. And as we know, this full moon can be called the Buddha moon, as we celebrate the birth of Buddha. And it's been very powerful. Yet it offers us a moment to tap into the questioning of our true purpose. What is our true purpose? Just stop and settle your mind. On the moments where you feel that agitated energy. It can happen frequently or infrequently, yet we all experience it. Don't try to label the agitation, just feel the energy of that agitation, that moment where you want to go reach for the tranquilizer or whatever, the chamomile tea, whatever calms you down, whatever resets your energy fields from that hyper state. Breathe into that. Breathe into your ability to recover from agitation. The first card that came to me that I was guided to pull this morning was a Kuan Yin card. And this is the Kuan Yin card. And what does it talk about? Enter the Jade Temple. So as we think about our agitation, think about a jade temple, a temple, any style, doesn't have to be any related to anything other than it's a temple. It's a sanctuary, and it's made out of jade. And you're able to walk into that. This is where I want to take you today. I want to take you into this jade temple. And I want to show you what was expressed to me this morning. So it's a little bit of a journey. Perfectly safe, perfectly protected, perfectly in balance. And it's about our journey into oneness and what that feels like. So I was guided to pull next, without even reading the Kuan Yin story by Alana Fairchild or what the card was about. I was guided instantly to go pull a card that's called the 1111 alignment cards, written by Zira Starchild of On, 20, 25, 26, maybe 30 years ago, no longer in print. Because the card number for the Enter the Jade Temple was number 11, a very powerful number. And these cards are called the 1111 cards, where if you look at them, there's two sets of pillars. I always looked at them as the masculine and feminine, the divine masculine and feminine coming together in alignment. And I don't think Zira expressed that. It was more of a different energy. But I always took the 1111 as balance, some sort of angelic balance within myself. And the card that I pulled, you can see that, is oneness, whole. And that oneness and whole is where we are headed and what we are doing right now. We're taking the first steps into oneness. I don't care how you think of that word. I don't care what you envision about that, because it's all perfect. There's, I don't know how many million people on this planet, and when you mention the word oneness, there's going to be 8 million different thoughts about that, or 8 billion, whatever the count is. That's our uniqueness. That's our individuality that will never be replaced. That is your unique energetic vibration aligning with the cells in your brain. They come from your heart, move in your brain, and you envision what the word oneness means for you. The card, it says, I merge my ego back to source. My ego. I merge my ego back to source. It denotes a separation. It denotes that somehow, somewhere, some why, we have been separated. This amazing human mind and source. And for thousands of years, we've moved further and further away. And as I speak this, I'm seeing the agitation and feeling the agitation of that separation as we move further away from the source of who we are, which resides in our hearts. So I'm reminding of the saying, the longest distance you'll ever make is from here, from your head to your heart. This is where we're on this journey. We are now fully engaged in this process. And there's no way that any of us can dismiss it without creating aggravation. So the choice really is, do you want to continue to experience agitation? Or do we want to tap into this energy that says, I don't know if you can, here it is. I am one with the universe. And you know, I always have my universal cards, the sacred space meditation cards. So that's where I was guided to go next. And realize that as we think on this, as we dive into this concept of vast wholeness and connection, I pulled this beautiful card here. It only has a number, interesting number, 3314. So we have a 33, and then we have 14, a 5. Add them all up. You have 11. So here we have 11, 11. Synchronicity. I just shared on a phone call with somebody that synchronicity is us divinely asking for something to appear, and it appears. Whether we're consciously aware of we did it from a thoughtful mode from our brain or from our heart's desire. Synchronicity is the language that we are beginning to speak more fluently now. And change, the card change writes, change is a permanent law of the universe. I am blessed by Source to make my change for the better. Now, I tell you, I don't go and look for these cards. This is the guidance that each of us tap into when we let go of trying to control what we're doing from this mind construct. And we listen to the heart mind in order to process our daily lives. Rolling right back to the agitation. When we do that, the agitation settles down. It's almost so simple that you can miss it in the blink of an eye. So change is a permanent law of the universe. It goes on with affirmations to say, I see myself as a work in progress. I accept divine help in all areas of my life. I'm guided and empowered as I act for my higher good. I will recreate a new day and focus on a new dream. As I change my mind, I am then able to change my life. And we need to change our lives. So I'm going to look over here in the sidelines as I just introduce all of this to you and see what's dwelling in your minds. Buddha moon, I love for celebrating Buddha birth, like Christmas celebrates Jesus' birth. And I think the day before the full moon was something had to do with the Christ moon, and I'm not sure. Holly Grant, this feels unorganized and too slow to give my time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We all have these choices. Too slow, too fast. It's green, it's blue. I don't like it. I don't want it. Doesn't feel good. There's millions of choices we make. The one choice that we truly need to make is one of surrender. One where we surrender our judgment of everything and come back into the heart space, which guides us from a completely open field of resonance. Wayne says, I am one with the force is with me. True. We are that force. We're both that force individually and collectively. And as our most important purpose is to define that individually and then tap into that and own it so that we can express it collectively with others. And in doing that, we create a resonant field that has less fear in it. Because we're coming from a place of source. And fear does not exist except in the human mind. You can't smoke it, you can't eat it, you can't drive it down the street. Fear only exists here. It's an energy field that has been used against humanity in order to get them to do something that is out of alignment with the truth of who they are. I want you to think about that this week. I want you to face the fears. I want you to face the judgments. I want you to face the aggravation. And sit quietly in this jade temple that Kuan Yin talks about. Zach, where is God in your equation then? We are not God, but his children. If you are the children of God, how can you not be godlike? If you're the children of your mother, where is your mother in you? Where is your father in you? It's a matter of semantics, really. There is no separation. We can't separate from that which we call God. That's an illusion. Kuan Yin, beloved Kuan Yin. Isn't it amazing how we can read these words that other people have written, that other people have scribed from a higher part of themselves, and find solace, find comfort, and find direction in them, just as I'm speaking here. Whether your direction is to dismiss me, or whether your direction is to go inside and feel the calm, the peacefulness, the intention, the integrity. It's your choice. And this is what choices are. They're pathways that we say, I'm going to go this way. And each one of us are perfectly entitled to go in any direction we want. This is the experience of life. So I'm not using judgment with anyone. This is part of the law of the universe. So as we look around the world today and we think about Kuan Yin, we think about this being of compassion. Whether she was real, whether she was physical, whether she's etheric, whether she's a figment of our imagination is irrelevant. But her messages and the messages of all these people who write and become scribes, just like yourselves, When we quiet the mind and step out of the aggravation, the lotus opens. So Kuan Yin, as Alana Fairchild puts her words, and I'm putting them in quotes as the main part of her talk, was Kuan Yin in her temple of peaceful jade causes all conflict to elevate to higher peaceful resolution. A resolution and healing of any situation that is concerning you is already underway. In fact, you are being asked to begin to feel the relief of that resolution now, so you can more readily receive the divine solution and blessing of peace from beloved Kuan Yin when it arrives. So here we are in the Jade Temple. And I love that word, resolution. Reminds me of New Year's Day. We make resolutions to change. It's a resolving. It's a changing. And here we are on this full moon with that same opportunity. Another sort of new year, if you will, in many ways, that we can choose that this is another moment of change where we can resolve old issues that no longer serve us and step more freely into our evolution. And that's done specifically through letting go of our aggravation. So join with me right now on this path of liberation and accessing and embodying your sovereignty, our sovereignty, our divine sovereignty. Let's think of planet Earth as the Jade Temple. Yeah, it's round, but you can envision a temple, a Jade Temple in which we're all gathered, which we chose at some level of our higher self to enter and be in this Jade Temple. And originally we came in with respect and kindness. And over time, we have lost our ability to fully embrace that respect and kindness. Not only to Source, but to each other. It's a challenge. And it's a challenge that we chose to engage in. So let's sit in this Jade Temple. Let's feel the peace and harmony, not only for ourselves as we recognize each other in this temple, but for all life on this amazing planet. This amazing planet we temporarily call home as humans. Imagine yourself sitting here in silence, receiving the richness of all the energies that surround you. Those energies of harmony and balance, of freedom, of light, of compassion, of trust. No separation. all contributing as much as we can of those energies to this field within the Jade Temple. Know that what you receive in return for that deep peace, that lack of aggravation, is the gift of Kuan Yin. Through a beautiful jade lotus that she holds and reaches out for you to embrace. Through her heart, through her compassion, we are being gifted with her gentility and passion to live full lives, of integrity. No matter what anyone else has told us, what they have taught us, what they have wanted us to believe, know that our surrendering, yes, surrendering to this peace, this peaceful and heartwarming compassion, is truly what we need to express to each other, even though we're now physically not able to touch our energetic fields with each other. Stay separated. It gives us an opportunity to raise the frequencies of our energy, to extend further. If we're 6 feet apart, let's send that energy 10 feet apart, so that we encompass the other beings 6 feet apart from us on each side, or in a circle around us. This is what Kuan Yin represents for me this morning. It's the power to be that jade lotus and radiate our love and our compassion to each other, to strangers, to those who are angry, to those who are agitated, and not judge them. Just send them compassion. As Kuan Yin flows and leaves me, and as we leave this jade temple today, I humbly bow in thankfulness for the healing of our hearts. You have healed my heart, and I hope I have healed a part of your heart. Let us say this simple, beautiful, these words together, silently listening. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. And as we leave this jade temple, may we carry that jade lotus in our hearts and express it to all who we may encounter and meet this week, knowing that we are on a journey to the source of our oneness, no matter what label has been placed upon it. We are entering into oneness. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday or wherever we run into each other in this beautiful universe. And quietly look at the aggravation as it comes up for you every day, every moment, and not fear it, not be angry with it. Know that it's really and truly a process of releasing all that no longer serves you. And sometimes it won't be easy, but you're not alone. Until next week, I love you and thank you. And figure out how I sign out of here. There it is, an end live video, which is always my challenge. Technology. Bye-bye. Have a great week.